Have you ever wondered if you're about to spend thousands of dollars fixing up your house, only to find out buyers were never willing to pay you back for those improvements? It's one of the biggest mistakes I see homeowners make before selling. They start replacing floors, remodeling kitchens, repainting every room, or tackling expensive landscaping projects because they assume those improvements will automatically increase the value of their home. Sometimes they do, but many times they don't. The goal before selling isn't to make your home as nice as possible. The goal is to make smart improvements that help you sell faster, attract stronger offers, and most importantly, protect the money you walk away with at closing. If you're planning to sell your home in Downriver, Western Wayne County, Monroe County, or anywhere in Southeast Michigan, let's talk about which improvements are usually worth considering and which ones can end up costing far more than they're worth. The first thing every seller needs to understand is the difference between adding value and improving marketability. Those aren't the same thing. Adding value means buyers may actually be willing to pay more for your home. Improving marketability means your home attracts more attention, shows better, and is easier for buyers to say yes to. Both are important, but homeowners assume every improvement does both. It doesn't. For example, a deep cleaning probably won't increase your home's appraised value, but it absolutely helps buyers feel more confident when they walk through the house. That confidence can lead to strong offers. So before you spend money on any project, ask yourself one question. Is this going to improve my return or just make me feel better about the house? Let's start with one of the most common projects, paint. Fresh paint is often one of the best investments before selling. Scuffed walls, outdated colors, and worn trim can make a home feel older than it really is. A fresh coat of neutral paint helps buyers focus on space instead of the walls. But here's where sellers sometimes overspend. Not every room needs to be painted. Focus on areas buyers notice first. The entryway, main living areas, hallways, the kitchen, the primary bedroom. If a spare bedroom looks fine, you may not need to touch it. Paint should support the sale. It shouldn't become an excuse to ignore bigger issues like worn flooring, clutter, or overpricing the home. Flooring is another area where sellers can spend a lot of money without seeing much return. If your carpet is stained, smells bad, or your flooring is damaged, replacing it may absolutely be worth considering. But if the floors are simply a little dated, clean, and in good condition, replacing them before selling isn't always necessary. Remember, buyers compare your home to other homes in your neighborhood. They aren't comparing it to a $1 million custom home. If similar homes in your price range have older flooring and are still selling, installing premium flooring may not increase what buyers are willing to pay. It may simply make your home easier to sell. That's still valuable, just don't expect every dollar you spend to come back at closing. Now let's move outside. Buyers start forming opinions before they ever walk through your front door. That first impression matters. Fortunately, improving curb appeal doesn't usually require a major landscaping project. In many cases, simple maintenance makes the biggest difference. Trim overgrown shrubs, add fresh mulch, pull weeds, pressure wash the driveway, the sidewalks, or even the house. Clean the front door. Replace a broken light fixture. These small improvements tell buyers the home has been cared for. That's exactly the message you want to send. One mistake I see is homeowners spending thousands creating an amazing yard while the inside of the house still needs attention. When the exterior looks spectacular, but the interior disappoints, buyers often leave feeling let down. A balanced approach almost always works better than one dramatic upgrade. If I could recommend just one thing almost every seller should do before listing their home, it's this: deep clean it. Seriously, a clean home photographs much better. It shows better, it feels better maintained, and buyers notice far more than most sellers realize. Dusty baseboards, dirty windows, pet odors, greasy kitchen cabinets, stained sinks, cluttered countertops, those things may seem minor, but together they create doubt. And doubt costs money. A clean house gives buyers confidence. It allows them to focus on the home instead of wondering what else has been neglected. Hiring a professional cleaning service before listing is often one of the best investments a seller can make. Not because it increases the appraised value, but because it improves the buyer's experience. And that's exactly what marketability is all about. Now let's talk about two rooms that cause homeowners to spend more money than just about anywhere else: the kitchen and the bathrooms. Yes, buyers pay attention to both, but that doesn't automatically mean you should start planning a full remodel before listing your home. A complete kitchen renovation is expensive, time-consuming, and there's no guarantee buyers will love the finishes you choose. In many cases, smaller improvements give you much better return. Replacing outdated cabinet hardware, installing a modern faucet, updating a light fixture, touching up cabinets, decluttering the countertops, and giving the entire kitchen a deep cleaning. Those changes can make the room feel fresher without turning your house into a construction project. If your countertops are badly damaged or your cabinets are falling apart, that's a different conversation. But if the kitchen is simply a little outdated and comparable homes in your neighborhood are selling with similar kitchens, a major remodel may not be necessary. The local market should help make that decision, not a television remodeling show. Bathrooms follow the same idea. Most buyers aren't expecting a luxury spa. They want a bathroom that feels clean, functional, and well-maintained. Replacing old caulk, cleaning grout, updating a vanity light, installing a mirror, or replacing worn hardware can make a surprising difference. A complete bathroom remodel should usually be reserved for situations where the condition is actually hurting your ability to compete with homes in your price range. Again, you're trying to improve the buyer's experience, not necessarily create the nicest bathroom in town. Here's a simple rule that can save sellers a lot of money. Repairs and upgrades are not the same thing. Repairs fix problems. Upgrades replace something that already works. If a handrail is loose, a window is cracked, a faucet leaks, or a door doesn't close properly, those repairs remove objections that buyers may have. That's often money well spent. Replacing perfectly functional flooring because you don't like the color, installing expensive countertops when the existing ones are still in good shape, or replacing working appliances simply because they're a few years old. Those projects deserve a much harder look. Before spending the money, ask yourself, is this solving a buyer's problem or my own? That's an important distinction. Before you spend money, whenever you're considering a project before selling your home, run it through this simple checklist. Will it help buyers better understand the value of my home? Will it remove something that might make buyers hesitate? Will it help my home compete with similar homes in my neighborhood? And finally, if I never got every dollar back that I spent, would this project still be worth doing? That last question is one many sellers never ask, but it's probably the most important one. One mistake I see all the time is homeowners becoming obsessed with sale price. Sale price is important, but your net proceeds are what actually matter. Let's say you spend $25,000 remodeling before you sell your home, and it sells for $20,000 more. Congratulations, your sales price went up, but your net proceeds actually went down. The goal isn't simply to sell for more. The goal is to keep more money after the sale is over. Sometimes the smartest investment isn't a renovation at all. Sometimes it's cleaning. Sometimes it's fresh paint. Sometimes it's fixing a few small issues that keep buyers from second-guessing the home. Your home doesn't have to be perfect to sell well. It needs to be prepared for the buyers who are shopping in your market. That's why the best home improvements before selling aren't always the biggest or the most expensive. They're the improvements that help your home compete, fit buyer expectations, and protect the money you walk away with at closing. If you're thinking about selling your home in Downriver, Western Wayne County, Monroe County, or anywhere in Southeast Michigan, don't assume every project is worth the investment. A little planning before you start spending can save you thousands of dollars. If you're not sure which improvements make sense for your particular home, I'd be happy to help you put together a strategy before you invest a dime. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for more practical advice on selling your home, understanding your home's value, building equity, and making smarter real estate decisions here in Southeast Michigan. And before you go, leave a comment below to tell me one improvement you're thinking about making before you sell. I'd love to hear what you're considering, and it might even inspire a future video. I'm Mike Padlo with Detroit Area Homes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.